It's sunrise on day 2 of our journey home with the new boat. It's already looking like another great weather day. Not sure we could have picked a better time to bring her home. Yesterday morning we started out of the Fort Pierce City Marina, heading southbound onto the Intercoastal. We turned into the St. Lucie Inlet and made it as far as Port Mayaca, which is located just outside of the entrance to Lake Okeechobee, where we had planned to anchor for the night. Port Mayaca is a sparsely populated area located in the western Martin County on the eastern side of Lake Okeechobee. It is named for the Mayaca Indian tribe. Here we will find the Port Mayaca Lock and Dam. We had one anchor buddy boat. They too were waiting for the light of dawn before heading into the big lake. She was a pretty trawler named the Chester Bee out of Venice, and they flew a gold burgee flag signifying that they have completed the Great American Loop. As we approached the lock, the near side was completely open, and as we approached, they opened the gates into the lake. No need to stop and lock, just pass through. At this point, a decision has to be made whether to take Route 1 or Route 2 crossing the lake. Route 1 consists of 39 miles and is a direct crossing of the southern portion of Lake Okeechobee into Clewiston. Weather and conditions can sometimes make this option treacherous. Route 2, consisting of 50 miles and commonly called the Rim Route, skirts the southern shore of the lake, passing Pahokee and Belle Glade before joining back up with Route 1 at Clewiston. Route 1 offers quicker crossings and the ability to carry more draft, while Route 2 allows for more relaxed pace. Since we were comfortable with the performance of the boat thus far and the lake levels were sufficient, although very low, we opted for the faster route, which was our preferred Plan A. Lake Okeechobee, commonly referred to as the Big O, is the largest freshwater lake in the state of Florida. The name Okeechobee comes from the two Seminole words meaning big water. Centrally located in Florida, Clewiston is approximately 60 miles from the Gulf of Mexico to the west and 60 miles from the Atlantic to the east. Once used as a fishing camp by the Seminole Indians and incorporated as a city in 1925, Clewiston would become noted for its sports fishing. Large sugar plantations were soon established, and Clewiston became known as America's sweetest town. During the 1970s, Roland and Marianne Martin would come down and spend winters filming his outdoor fishing show called The Fishing with Roland Martin. In 1981, the Martins bought a little fishing shack marina and decided to open up Roland Martin's Marina, a great vision for what they wanted to have, the best bass fishing destination on Lake Okeechobee. We've stayed there a few times in our previous boat trips across the state. The lake is enclosed by a 40-foot-high Hubert Hoover dike built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers after a hurricane in 1928 breached the old dike, flooding the surrounding communities and claiming at least 2,500 lives. A few more fun facts about the lake. Okeechobee covers 730 square miles, which is approximately half the size of the state of Rhode Island. Lake O has 130 miles of shoreline and it is exceptionally shallow for a lake of its size, with an average depth of only 9 feet, and it can be closed for boat traffic across the lake if the levels drop too low. The lake is divided between 5 counties, meeting at one point near the center of the lake. They are Glades, Okeechobee, Martin, Palm Beach, and Hendry counties. The nature and wildlife is so abundant from this point. A lot of people think there isn't much to see in the ditch along the lake towards Moorhaven, but they just need to open their eyes and take it in. The ditch, as it is known between Clewiston and Moorhaven, is sparsely populated by humans. Alligators sleepily sun themselves on the shallow shores, and great blue herons and egrets and other waterfowl fish for their meals. A few boats making the crossing, and fishermen will make up for the rest of the scenery. Named after its founder, James Moore, Moorhaven was often called Little Chicago, reflecting its status as a significant boomtown. It was ideally located at the apex of Lake Okeechobee and the Caloosahatchee Canal. The Great Miami Hurricane of 1926 dramatically altered the landscape of this area. The storm surge from the lake caused widespread death and destruction. It was not long after, followed by the 1928 Okeechobee hurricane. This disseminated areas that had escaped damage in 1926. Today, Moorhaven is a small, sleepy town that has little industry and infrastructure. The city has a total area of 1.1 square mile. The only thing you'll find here in Ortona besides the lock is a campground, which is set along the Caloosahatchee River. The campers enjoy watching the boats pass through, and counting manatees is what my parents used to do when they used to bring their motorhome here. Home of the annual Swamp Cabbage Festival, LaBelle was originally settled by the Calusa Indians. LaBelle means beautiful in French, but it is said that Captain Francis Hendry named the area in 1896 for his daughters Laura and Belle. It is the county seat of Hendry County, and I personally know many descendants from this family who still live in the area today. Owned by a friend of mine, I've spent a lot of great times on this boat. Established in 1837, Fort Deneau was named in honor of Pierre Deneau, a French-Canadian trapper who owned the land and had traded skins and hides with the Seminole Indian. A lot of people think that the area known as Elva was named after Thomas Alva Edison, but it wasn't. It was named after a flower. And it's here in Elva that we'll find the last of the locks. We are now just east of Fort Myers in what is considered Fort Myers Shores. Up ahead is the I-75 bridge. This railroad bridge is hardly ever down. I've seen it down. Actually, I've gone over it in the dinner train. Seminole Gulf Railway used to use it. The Fort Myers skyline. We're almost home. The City Marina. We just passed under the Edison bridges. Now we're getting ready to go under the Caloosahatchee. Legacy Marina. Hey, what is that? They only made 114 PDQ 34s in Canada, and I can't believe we've seen 2 along the trip. Coming into the Coral Point Canal. We're home. We decided to rename instead Almost Perfect.